I'll do any dirty work you throw at me. But you let me know anything, you hear?
Here we are. Panau Islands. Southeast Asia's best-kept secret.
It's agency territory, right? US friendly.
Not anymore.
Just Cause 2 is a sandbox-style game that hitches technology directly to gameplay. The result is physics-driven action in a huge and impressive world that seems built for screwing around with destruction.
Back from there!
Even if the job comes with a few strings attached, being a CIA operative with unlimited license to kill, maim, and blow stuff up is still very appealing.
Don't wait up! Big guns for such a small island.
Rico Rodriguez is the character you control in Just Cause 2, and he's the guy in all the cutscenes, but it's tough to call him the star of the game. The game's tone is only consistent in its cheesiness, with bad writing and goofy lines.
I hate ninjas.
Making it hard to care about what's going on behind the scenes.
The president was assassinated by the new president.
It's no big loss if you skip through all the story stuff.
Adios!
No matter what you're trying to accomplish, Rico's modus operandi is to turn men into corpses and functional objects into smoking piles of rubble. If you create enough chaos, things will work themselves out eventually. Just Cause 2 takes place in a fictional island nation in Southeast Asia known as Panau. The undeniably huge open-world environment is your personal playground, and you can travel anywhere without restriction using various modes of transportation. The actual state of the world is influenced by the amount of chaos you've caused. Random destruction and storming strongholds unlocks more missions with criminal factions, which in turn helps to unlock special agency missions that drive the story. Building the chaos in this way unlocks items in the black market and increases the opposition's strength.
That mounted gun is tearing us to shreds!
Locations are only revealed when you personally set foot in them, so while the game's story will send you to specific places, curiosity and random luck will determine how much of the game world you'll actually end up seeing. Each place has its own completion stat tied to the destruction of government property and the collection of hidden upgrades and cash stashes used to upgrade and purchase weapons and vehicles. The small amounts of bonus cash and chaos you obtain from methodically clearing a location may motivate some players, but this OCD-style behavior is entirely optional.
Now, we'll have some fun.
In terms of stats, completion, and the overall level of stuff to do, Just Cause 2 is huge. There's a whole lot to accomplish, and the way the environment is built makes exploration rewarding and screwing around hugely entertaining. There's no alternate modes or cooperative play, but there's plenty to keep you entertained if you explore all the interesting possibilities.
Enemy sighted! All available units advance!
You have a lot of options for causing death and destruction. You can equip a wide assortment of firearms, including all the usual suspects, submachine guns, shotguns, and a high-powered revolver.
Ha! They cannot stop us!
But none of these weapons can match the utility and power of the grappling hook, which can help you hijack vehicles, yank annoying enemies off ledges, or attach just about anything in the world to anything else for interesting and entertaining results.
Pay attention, Scorpio.
The grappling hook can also be used in conjunction with your parachute to propel you across the world with a surprising level of effectiveness, making vehicles, which can be a lot of fun in their own right, less of a necessity. While there's a lot of crazy and entertaining stuff within the realm of possibility when you've taken some time to master the fairly complex controls, there's often a noticeable gap between what's fun and what's effective. There are all kinds of shenanigans you can pull off on your enemies by tethering things together, but it's usually easiest to just walk in and shoot everybody with your preferred weapon. The gunplay is certainly decent and benefits from generous auto-targeting, but the game loses a lot of its unique feel when it's played like a standard shooter. A relative scarcity of ammunition and grenades can create awkward breaks scavenging for a new weapon or the right type of ammo.
That'll come in handy.
These issues only really apply when you're trying to progress through the game's story. Missions can get very challenging as the game progresses, giving you less room to screw around if you want to succeed, and they soon start to feel more like obligations than opportunities. Just remember, they can make you do missions, but they can never take away your freedom.
Mind if I borrow this?
Come on, little buddy. Get some.
Sound design, cutscenes, and character models are all workable, but there's one element of the presentation that Just Cause 2 can brag about. The game takes place in a world that is hugely impressive in the scope and detail of its geography. Views from the air are particularly amazing, and the fact that you can physically put yourself on top of any point on the map is very cool. The game's physics also make an impression. Forsaking realism in favor of simply allowing awesome stuff to happen, it's the technology that really gives the game its identity.
Ouch, that's gonna hurt the big man's ego.
Just Cause 2 is an amazing world rich with gameplay possibilities, with a merely decent game tacked onto it.
Glad to see you two have kissed and made up.
Your enjoyment will directly depend on how much creativity and time you invest in the experience. If you're interested in causing chaos and playing around with physics, the game is easy to recommend. You're able to do things here that you won't find in any other game. As long as you don't come to Panau looking for friends, dramatic revelations, or a clear sense of purpose, you won't be disappointed.
Hey, unless you two are bulletproof, I suggest a quick exit.